African Global Reformers present the Global Online Trade Fair 2nd edition. Join us live on our social media platforms on Saturday 10th February 2024, 12 p.m. GMT. Get 50% discount. Showcase your business to a global audience on the exhibition day. Meet our speakers: Ambassador GODSON UWADIALE, hosts Barrister MORENIKE KEHINDE, Lagos, Professor RIPU RANJAN, SINHA, India. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Are you ready? As the African Global Reformers present the Global Online Trade Fair 2nd edition. Join us live on our social media platforms on Saturday 10th February 2024, 12 p.m. GMT. Get 50% discount. Showcase your business to a global audience on the exhibition day. Meet our speakers: Ambassador GODSON UWADIALE, hosts Barrister MORENIKE KEHINDE, Lagos, Professor RIPU RANJAN, SINHA, India. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Are you ready? As the African Global Reformers present the Global Online Trade Fair 2nd edition. Join us live on our social media platforms on Saturday 10th February 2024, 12 p.m. GMT. Get 50% discount. Showcase your business to a global audience on the exhibition day. Meet our speakers: Ambassador GODSON UWADIALE, hosts Barrister MORENIKE KEHINDE, Lagos, Professor RIPU RANJAN, SINHA, India.
Hello there, I'm GODSON UWADIALE, your ambassador and the host of Global Online Trade Fair. I'm so excited about this 2nd edition because it brings to you the best that you can ever imagine. In case you want to wonder what Global Online Trade Fair is all about, I mean the Green Market Day and I mean the God Fair, all you need to know about it is this. Global Online Trade Fair is a platform that is created for business owners, most especially individuals. If you are an individual business owner or you're a corporate business owner, so the platform is created to enable you showcase your business to the globe, to the world, online, yes, via our platform. And that is what we do. And guess what? During this business showcase, during the exhibition, anything that you buy as a buyer, right, is for 50% discount. It runs through for 24 hours. Yes, just one day, 24 hours. And today, being the 10th of February 2024, is the 2nd edition of this amazing event. So I wouldn't want you to miss any clip of it. Just keep watching. During the 1st edition of the trade fair, you know, we got a lot of persons that called in, and quite a number of persons also explained the impact, made us know the impact of the exhibition. I want you to sit back and relax and watch this clip.
My name is Caroline Ikpe, and I'm the CEO of ELS Consultancy and Affiliates. We are a beneficiary of the African Global Reformers Agency, and here at ELS Consultancy, our services include digital marketing, branding strategy, social media management, and so on, where we accelerate your online presence. Through the use of their global online trade fair, we've been able to get more followers and clientele from the 1st edition of the online trade fair. And the online trade fair has also helped us has also linked us to more persons who are desperately be looking for genuine ways to learn skills and matching affiliates online, enabling them to become professionals in various fields. I encourage everyone to partner with African Global Reformer Online Trade Fair today. Thank you very much, and see you at the second edition. Bye.
A lot of persons have been wondering, they've been trying to know more about import and export trade. And today we have a barrister, a very experienced barrister, a legal practitioner that's going to tell us more about importation of goods and services. And she's going to bring it to us in such a way, in a swift way. I want you to sit back and relax as we bring to you our first speaker, Barrister MORENIKE KEHINDE.
Hello everyone, it's nice to have you on here. My name is MORENIKE KEHINDE and I'm the lead partner of Maison Legal. Maison Legal is a business and commercial law firm in Nigeria, and today we'll be talking about compliance in importation and exportation. We've titled the name of the slides, the presentation, Importation and Exportation Made Easy. So we're just going to go right into it. It's going to cover an overview of import and export business in Nigeria, key legislations and regulatory bodies, setting up a company, permits and licenses, post-incorporation tax registration, intellectual property, employment, real estate acquisition, and the procedure and legal requirements for importation and exportation. So basically, import and exports involve selling goods between countries. Importation meaning bringing goods into the country, and exports taking goods out of the country. Now, because of the nature of this business, it's important that regulations are put in place to ensure that people bring in the right type of products into the country that meet certain requirements, that are healthy, that are safe. And so it's a highly regulated industry. So it's important that people that are in this business are aware of the laws and regulations that guide their business. However, the list we've created here is not exhaustive, and it's important that you have guidance into the peculiar nature of the type of business that you're into, and you can now have proper advice as to the laws that will govern your business and the type of licenses you need. We've prepared something that cuts across all businesses. However, it's still important that you confirm the ones that are applicable to your type of importation and exportation business. So first of all, we are starting with the laws that govern import and export business in Nigeria. And so first is the Nigeria Customs Service Act. This regulates importation, exportation, and transit of goods generally. That is the main act. And then we have the Companies and Allied Matters Act. This covers the companies that are into this business, and so it governs things like registration, and the law basically supervises entities, and there are other regulations that are in place to govern any business entity in Nigeria, whether it's a limited company, a PLC, or a business name. You know, any company that is formed in Nigeria or business entity formed in Nigeria is governed by the Companies and Allied Matters Act. Then we have the Foreign Exchange Monitoring and Miscellaneous Provisions Act. And under this act, the CBN is empowered to oversee foreign exchange controls. And so, provided there's anything that has to do with foreign exchange, then that act would also apply. We have here Pre-Shipment Inspection of Imports Act. This act is basically it basically covers things that have to do with inspection of goods before shipment, ensuring there's compliance with the quality, quantity, valuation standards that have been set for goods that come into the country and taken out of the country. Now, Standards Organization of Nigeria. This is also an organization that establishes standards for and product quality standards and basically standards for the type and quality of products that are manufactured. And so most times for companies that are in manufacturing, you need to get some form of permit from SON. And then we also have National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, which is NAFDAC. NAFDAC regulates importation and exportation of products that have to do with food, drugs, cosmetics, medical devices, and chemicals in Nigeria. We also have Nigeria Export Processing Zones Authority. This is the act that established the NEBZA and oversees operations that have to do with export processing zones, and it also provides incentives to encourage investments and exports. Then we have the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. This also regulates non-oil exports from Nigeria. So companies that are engaged in exportation have to register with NEPC. Then we have Export Expansion Grants, and this act promotes and facilitates exports by providing incentives to eligible exporters. Now, the act provides the qualification requirements and also the benefits, so for people that would fall under this category, it's important that we can check and confirm where you fall in, if you're eligible or what you're eligible for and all that. Now, the key regulatory bodies are the Corporate Affairs Commission, which applies to all companies, and then CBN, which of course regulates the financial aspects of the business, and then Nigeria Customs Service, which is the main body as it relates to importation and exportation, and anyone in importation and export business would have to deal with the Customs Service. And then Nigeria Exports Import Bank, Standards Organization of Nigeria, NAFDAC, FRS as relates to tax, NEPC, NEPZA, Nigeria Ports Authority, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, and Nigerian Agricultural Quarantine Service. Now, under Nigerian law, regardless of the business that you're in, it's important that you are registered either as a private company, a public company, unlimited, limited liability partnership, limited partnership, or as a sole proprietorship or even partnership, which falls under business name registration. So if you're going to be importing and exporting, you're going to have to register a business entity through which you can export and import your products. And this is really the position of the law as regards conducting business in Nigeria. So this just basically talks about the different forms of legal entities, private companies and public companies, and all of that. So this largely depends on the type of importation and exportation business you're into, whether it's large scale or small scale. There are different things that will determine the type of entity that will be suitable for you, but it's usually advisable to have a limited liability company registered. For foreign companies that want to operate in Nigeria, a foreign company would also have to register a business here in Nigeria and then now start to operate here in Nigeria. However, some companies are exempted from registering a company here in Nigeria, and that's if they apply to the Federal Executive Council for exemption, and that is also if they fall within some of the categories listed here. For example, foreign companies that are invited to Nigeria by the federal government to execute a specified individual project. That's in that kind of situation, you don't have to register a company. You have the backing of the federal government, and so you'll be exempted. Foreign companies that are in Nigeria for execution of a specific individual loan project on behalf of a donor country or an international organization. Foreign government-owned companies engaged solely in export promotion activities. Engineering consultants and technical experts engaged in any individual specialist project under contract with any of the governments of the Federation. Most of the transactions that fall within this categories have the backing of the government, and it's only in such situations that you can be exempted from registering a company. So this just talks about the process, reserving a name and applying for ensuring that the objects of the company are well stated, having the details of the directors and shareholders, share capital requirements, and all of that. And so that's basically for registration of companies. Now, other permits and approvals that may be required is the certificate of capital importation. This is a certificate issued by an authorized dealer, which is of course a bank, as evidence of importation of foreign currency into the country. Now, usually you even need this certificate of capital importation to obtain other licenses. For example, for a foreign company, if you're going to come in and start your business in Nigeria, you need to get something called an NIPC certificate, the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission certificate, and you're going to need a certificate of capital importation to get this certificate. This applies to people that are importing capital and basically foreigners. Secondly, foreigners also need to get a business registration certificate. This is also from the NIPC, Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, because once there is foreign participation in any business, you need to register with NIPC and you need to get a business registration certificate. And also you have to get a business permit you also have to get a business permit. And I mean, this is section 36(1)(b) of the Immigration Act. It just basically prohibits anyone that is not a citizen of Nigeria from establishing a business without getting consent from the minister. When you get the business permit, you have consent from the minister, and it's quite a straightforward process. You get the NIPC certificate, you get the business permit, and then the third thing for foreigners is expatriate quota approval. For any foreigner that's coming into the country to work, it's important that you get your expatriate quota. This is required. This is compulsory for anyone working in Nigeria. Of course, there's a procedure to it, and it's quite straightforward. However, it's important that you can justify the reason why you're employing expatriates, and it's usually it's expected that you would make effort to get your local content, get local content from here in Nigeria, get your staff, your employees from here in Nigeria. And so if you now can't find anyone that suits your requirements, then you can now apply for an expatriate quota. However, in all cases, it's advisable to apply and get your expatriate quota and ensure that you are compliant, because the fees, the penalties, and everything that can possibly go wrong with that foreigner or the business are quite significant. So it's important that businesses and foreigners take compliance seriously. There's also post-incorporation tax registration. This is compulsory for all companies. Once you register an entity, you should register with the FRS and get a tax identification number and also file your tax returns regularly. Intellectual property is just
Warri is considered the commercial capital of Delta State due to its oil refinery, markets, and cosmopolitan identity. Warri's markets are all distinguished by the goods and items they sell. Other parameters such as cheaper price rate are also used to describe various kinds of Warri markets. Yes, Igbini market is seen as the biggest market in Delta State, Nigeria. It's a local market street along Warri Saple Road, Warri, Delta State, Nigeria. The market started its operations after the Nigerian Civil War was fought in Nigeria and emerged as one of the most important Warri markets in Delta State because they sell and buy food in large quantities, both retail and wholesale, including grocery stores and purchases, as well as cosmetics and beauty products. The market has been described as the economic backbone of Warri. However, the team of Global Online Trade Fair, also known as God Fair, chose this marketplace for live exhibition of treasures, goods, and services because of the dynamic nature of the market. Here are some products you can access in case you need a real-time distributorship.
The CEO of WAS Global Services Limited. We have come to showcase some of our products. We have Kung Fu ointment is used for cold, catarrh, and nasal congestions. We have Kung Fu rub. It's good for cold, especially your aged parents. We have insecticide. We have boxer insecticide. The number one selling insecticide. Very active. We have Super Kill. It's very active also. It kills all kinds of mosquitoes, all kinds of insects. It have papu. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate Global Online Trade Fair. This platform they have given unto us to showcase our product all worldwide. And I want to say that you guys are doing a very great job.
I work with SINHA as a main job.
Okay.
So we deal in tricycle parts, recyclable parts, and also fairly used.
Okay.
I'm here to thank Global Online Trade Fair to advertise our products globally.
guess you are enjoying yourself, and I guess you're connecting. I guess you're making that call. You're picking your phone right now, and I guess you're connecting, because that's the whole essence of this exhibition. Yes, just look at the things you feel you like, connect, place a call across, and it will be delivered to you. Yes, remember, it's 50% discount. It's going to be for 50% a discount. Now, our next guest is someone that was with us. It's a professor I respect so much. I honor him so much. He, as a matter of fact, is the country director of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals Network in India. And we are going to be hosting him right now. The next voice you're going to hear after this introduction is his voice. Stay tuned.
Hi everyone, this is Professor RIPU SINHA, Professor Promoter Global Innovation, Peace, Prosperity and Sustainable Development. I am very happy to see the efforts of our ambassador and host GODSON UWADIALE from United Nations Sustainable Development Network, Nigeria, for their impactful development of global online trade fair, especially second editions. As a citizen of India, I like to congratulate for entire team for who are working for the successful implementation of this global online trade fair second edition. As a speaker today, I would like to thank the entire team of this commendable event, and I am sharing my view on promoting sustainable trade globally. So let us start. If you can talk, you can walk into a supermarket and find Costa Rican banana, Brazilian coffee, and bottle of South African wine. You are experiencing the impact of the international trade. If you can walk into a supermarket and find Costa Rican banana, Brazilian coffee, and bottle of South African wine, you are expecting the impact of the international trade. International trade is the purchase and sale of goods and service by companies in a different country. Consumer goods, raw materials, foods, and machinery all are bought and sold in the international marketplace. Especially international trade allow countries to expand their market and access goods and services that otherwise may not have been available domestically. As a result of international trade, the market is more competitive. This ultimately result is the more competitive pricing and bring a cheaper product home to a consumers. Some countries engage in the national treatment of imported goods, treating them the same as that same product produced domestically. Trading globally gives the consumers and country the opportunity to be exposed to the goods and service not available in their own markets or countries, or more expensive domestically. The importance of international trade was recognized early on by political economists such as Adam Smith and David Ricardo. Still, some argue or already mentioned that international trade can actually be bad for smaller nations, putting them at a greater disadvantage on the world stage. International trade was a key to raise the global economy. In this global economy world where everything become online, and online market is very big, where supply and demand and prices both impact and impacted by the global events. Especially political change in Asia, for example, could result in an increase in the cost of labor. This could increase the manufacturing cost for the African sneaker company that is based in the Malaysia, which would result in the increase in the price change for the pair of sneakers that American consumer might purchase at their local mall. Global trade allow wealthy country to use their resources, for example, labor, technology, or capital more efficiently. Different countries are endowed with a different asset and natural resources, land, labor, capital, technology, etc. This allows some country to produce the same goods more efficiently. In other words, more quickly and at lower cost. Therefore, they may sell it more cheaper than other countries. If a country cannot efficiently produce an item, it can obtain it by the trading with another country that can. This is known as a specialization in international trade. So international trades give competitive advantage too. For example, England and Portugal have historically been used as far back as Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nations, to illustrate how two countries can mutually benefit by specializing and trading according to their own competitive advantage. In such example, Portugal is said to have plentiful vineyard and can make wine at low cost, while England is able to more cheaply manufacture cloth given its pastures are full of sin. So, according to the theory of comparative advantage, each country would eventually recognize this fact and stop attempting to make the product that was more costly to generate domestically in favor of engaging in a trade. Indeed, over time, England would likely stop producing wine and Portugal stop manufacturing cloth. Both countries would realize that it was their advantage to redirect their effort on producing what they were relatively better at domestically instead to trade with each other in order to acquire the other. So these two countries realized that they could produce more by focusing on those products for which they have a comparative advantage. So in such a case, the Portuguese would begin to produce only wine and the English only cotton. So each country can now create a specialized output of 20 units per year and trade equal propositions of both products. As such, each country now has access to both products at lower cost. We can see then that for the both countries, the opportunity cost of producing both products is greater than the cost of specializing. So comparative advantage can contrast with the absolute advantage. Absolute advantage lead to an ambiguous gain from the specialized and trade only in case where each producer has absolute advantage in producing some goods. If a producer lock any absolute advantage, then they would never export anything. But we do see that country without any clear absolute advantage do not gain from trade because they have a comparative advantage. So friend, according to the international trade theory, even if country has an absolute advantage over another, it can still benefit from the specialization. So international trade not only result in increase efficiently, but that allow country to participate in a global economy, encouraging the opportunity for the foreign direct investment, that is FDI. In theory, economy can grow more efficiently and become competitive economy participant more easily. For the receiving government, FDI is a means by which foreign currency or expertise can enter the country. It raises employment level and theoretically lead to the growth in the gross domestic product, that is GDP. For the investors, FDI offer company expansion and growth, which means higher revenue. In terms of the international trade, two mechanisms are there, that is a free trade or protectionism. So as with all theory, there are opposing view. International trade has a two contrasting view regarding the level of control placed on the trade between countries. Free trade. Free trade is a simple of the two theories. This approach is also sometimes referred to as laissez-faire economy. With a laissez-faire approach, there is no restriction on the trade. The main idea is that supply and demand factors operating on the global scale will ensure that production happen efficiently. Therefore, nothing must be done to protect or promote trade and growth because market force will do this automatically. As per the protectionism concerned, protective hold that regulation of international trade is important to ensure that market function properly. Advocates of this theory believe that market inefficiency may hamper the benefit of the international trade, and they aim to guide the market accordingly. Protectionism exists in many different forms, but the most common are tariff, subsidy, and quotas. These strategy attempt to correct any inefficiency in the international market. As the international trade open up the opportunity for the specialization and thus more efficient use of resources, it has the potential to maximize a country's capacity to produce and acquire goods. Opponents of global free trade have argued, however, that international trade still allows for inefficiency that leave developing nation compromise. So friends, what is certain is that trade global economy is a state of the continual change. So as it develop, so too must its replaces. So as per the benefit concerned or the benefit of the international trade for the business are larger potential customer base, meaning more profit and revenue, possibly less competition in the foreign market, and that has not been access are at diversification and possibly benefit through the foreign exchange rate. So international trade arises from the difference in certain area of the each region or nations, typically different in the technology, educations, demands, government policy, labor law, natural resources, wages, and financial opportunity in the international trade. Especially the barrier to international trades are policy that government implement to prevent international trade and protect domestic market. These include subsidy tariff, quota, import and export license, and standardization. So in bottom line, this the world economy have more intervened through the globalization, and international trade is the major part of most economy. It provides consumers with a variety of options and increase competition so that business must produce cost efficient and high quality goods benefiting these consumers. So nation also benefit through the international trade, focusing on the producing the goods. They have a comparative advantage in through some country limit international trade through the tariff and quota to protect domestic business. So international trade has shown the benefit economy as a whole. So friends, that's that's all for today, and I personally like to thank the entire team of this global event, especially my host. Thank you very much.
My name is Ruth. We are live on James Limited, Finance Limited, and located at Warri Delta State. I'm saying a very big thank you to Global Online Trade Fair for helping us to locate our products. God bless.
Sales connections and partnerships are still on, so I believe you are just catching you're just enjoying yourself, right? So make that call right now, make that contact right now. There is no time to waste. Like our page, share our page, follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be glad you did. You can connect with us via our social media platform being displayed on the screen to get primed, on the next exhibition day. Until then, keep placing your orders. I'll see you again. Bye.